So now looking at the game, can you grade Saturday's performance?
Yeah, I mean, it's, Saturday's performance overall, we have to be happy with that because we got 3 points against a very good team. I thought we played a very good first half in which we took a 2-0 lead and potentially could have had a couple other goals. I think now we have to become a little bit more of a mature team. We have to be able to manage leads a little bit better. The second half we were completely dominated and didn't show a lot, and we was a little bit disappointing. But at the same time, I have to be happy with the effort that the team made in the second half. Obviously we have some injuries, and we're digging really into our full roster at this point. And I think the guys that were on the field gave it their best effort and secured the win, and we're happy about that. There were 3 important points.
It was the best result you've had in the first half, other than the Monterey Bay game scoring 2 goals. But other than the 2 goals, obviously, what else did the guys do well? Like, what was created to help Jesse and Prince get those chances?
Well, I think one of the things the guys did well, we knew we would have an advantage in the center of the field as, Oakland lined up in a 3-4-3 with a flat midfield. We knew that playing out of a 3-5-2, we'd have an advantage in the center of the field because we'd have an extra player. And the players understood that, and we were able to take advantage of that, finding Jessiel in the hole in between their defensive line and their midfield many times as we had trained. And we took advantage of that and created a bunch of chances.
And Jessiel and Prince both off to great starts. Kind of similar players in terms of their chance creation ability, and both left-footed. Can you compare them a little bit in their styles of play and what they've been bringing?
Well, they're a little, of course they're both good players in a different way. Prince is more of a winger, explosive 1v1 speedster, let's say, whereas Jessiel is more of a creator, and he's more of a player that plays for other players. He sees the field better from the middle of the field. And in the center of the field, it's really difficult to play, and very few players can play there. And Jessiel is one of those players that has very good vision and can see all around them. So he's more of a creator.
You've talked about being one of the better pressing teams in the league. It seemed to be pretty apparent on Saturday. Do you think that was your best game in that category so far, pressing Oakland?
I was actually satisfied with our first half because we didn't allow the other team to play much, which is what we've been really good at this year. In the second half, we allowed 13 passes per defensive action, which is the worst we've done all year. So our second half was really poor. And therefore that's what we saw. We were dominated the whole game. We were not able to get the ball back quickly. And I think that probably likely dropped our numbers for the year. But other than that half, we've been very good at that all year.
And how do you handle those bye weekends of much needed rest while also staying sharp, preparing for Birmingham?
Yeah, well, we gave the players a couple of days off, which they needed because they hadn't had 2 days off really since, throughout the preseason. So it's been a couple months. So I'm sure they were able to enjoy their families and get away from this a little bit, which is good for all of us. And now we come back re-energized, and ready to go for the Cup because, we're playing New England and we have nothing to lose. So, it's a good opportunity for us.
And yeah, you have the Open Cup coming up, and it's kind of a nothing to lose situation and everything game. After that, you have Birmingham. Just looking ahead to that, what do you take away from that first game against Birmingham and say this needs to happen differently in the second game?
Well, I thought that the first game, even though they left here with a 1-0 win, they weren't necessarily better than us. We made a few mistakes that cost us the game, and they beat us 1-0. And one thing we have to think about, that's the one team that shut us out this year. So we definitely want to go there and try to score some goals.